friends, welcome to Math Magnet. Math made easy. This is for all you little geniuses who need a little help with math. Remember to use this video only as a guide to help you solve your math problems after you have attempted to solve them yourselves. Let's get into today's video. Today we are going to do chapter 8, Volume of Solids and Liquids. We'll be solving questions coming under review and thinking cap in the workbook for grade 6B. Let's look at question number 1. Find the length of the unknown edge of each cuboid when the volume given is 240 centimeter cube. Now this is the cuboid image that they have given. They have given the breadth as 8 centimeters and height as 6 centimeters. They have asked for the length. Now they have given the volume as 240 centimeter cube. Now we all know volume of a cuboid is length into breadth into height. So length will be volume divided by breadth into height. Now we know volume is 240 and breadth is 8 centimeter and height is 6 centimeters. So 240 divided by 8 into 6 will give you your length, which is equal to 5 centimeters. So the unknown length is 5 centimeters. Now let's look at the next question. Here they have given the cuboid. Here they have given the length and the breadth, and they have asked the height. So length given is 12 centimeter, breadth is 11 centimeter. They have asked the height. They have given the volume as 2508 centimeter cube. So we know volume of cuboid is length into breadth into height. And now we need to find the height. So it will be volume divided by breadth into length. So volume of cuboid we know is 2508 centimeter cube. So height will be equal to 2508 divided by 11 into 12, which is equal to 19 centimeters. So the unknown height is 19 centimeters. Question number 2. Find the length of the unknown edge of each cuboid. Here this is the cuboid that we have, and they've given the area for this face of the cuboid, which is 78 centimeter square, and they've asked for the height. Now area is what? Length into breadth. So length into breadth is given as area of this face as 78 centimeter square, and they've also given the volume of the cuboid as 1131 centimeter cube. So volume of cuboid is length into breadth into height, and now the unknown height will be equal to volume divided by base area. Basically this area can also be considered as a base area. So that will be 1131 divided by 78, which is equal to 14.5 centimeters. So the unknown height is equal to 14.5 centimeters. The next question, we need to find the length of the unknown edge on each cuboid. So here they are given again the base area. So the product of these two sides will be equal to the area of this face, which is equal to 49 centimeters square, and this unknown length is what we need to find. So which means we know the volume as 1274 centimeters cube. We know the volume is equal to length into breadth into height, and we know the base area is given. So the unknown length will be equal to volume divided by this base area, which is equal to 1274 divided by 49. So this unknown length will be equal to 26 centimeter. Let's look at question number 3. Find the value of each of the following. Question A. Find the square root of 676. We find the square root using the prime factorization method. This is the factors using the prime factorization method. For finding the square root, we start dividing these question, whatever the numbers given in the question, by minimum numbers, that is either 2, 3, 4, whatever is divisible by that. So here now we will take only the numbers that is repeating twice as considered only once. So here since 2 is repeated twice, we will consider them only once, and 13 that is repeated twice, we will consider them only once. This prime factors we will continue until we get the remainder as 1. Until then we will have to find the factors. Now this 2 into 13 is equal to 26. So 26 will be the square root of 676. The next question is to find the square root of 1089. So same way we will use the prime factorization method. Here since 1089 is not divisible by 2, I start dividing it by 3, and so on until I get remainder as 1. So once I get 1, I will consider the numbers that are repeated twice as only once. So here 3 comes twice. I will consider that as only once, and 11 comes twice, so I'll consider that as only once. So 3 into 11, which will be equal to 33. So 33 is the square root of 1089. The next question, we need to find the cube root of 6859. Similar to the previous questions, we will find it using the prime factorization method. Now 6859 is only divisible by 19. Now 19 comes 3 times. So to find the cube root, we will have to consider the numbers that repeat 3 times as only once. So in this case, it is only 19 and that is repeating 3 times. So that will be cube root of 6859 will be equal to 19. The next question is to find the cube root of 32,768. Again, we will use the prime factorization method. By using this prime factorization method, I am dividing this entire figure only by 2's. So by doing that, we see that 2 is going to repeat 5 times. Set of 3's are repeated 5 times. So I will take 5 2's. So that is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, which is equal to 32. So 32 is the cube root of 32768. Question number 4. The volume of a cuboid is 126 centimeter cube. Its height is 3 centimeter. Find the base area of the cube. Now here they are given this figure of the cuboid and they have given the height and they are given the volume. They have asked for this base area. So to find that, it will be base area will be volume divided by height. So that is equal to 126 divided by 3, which is equal to 42 centimeters square. So the base area will be equal to 42 centimeters square. Question number 5. The shaded face of the following cuboid is a square. The length of the cuboid is 19 centimeter and its volume is 1216 centimeters cube. Find the length of one side of the square face. Now this is the figure that is given. Here they are given the length of the cuboid as 19 centimeters and they are given us the volume. Now they are saying this face is a square, which means all the sides are equal and they want us to find one length of one side. So to find that area of a square face, we will first begin by finding the area of this face. This area of the square face will be equal to volume divided by length, which is 1216 divided by 19, which is equal to 64 centimeters square. Now we need to find the length of one side. We need to find the square root of this because 64 is a square, which means length of a square is same across all sides. So when you multiply the same measurement twice, it becomes square, correct? So now to find the measurement of one edge, we need to find the square root. So square root of 64 will be equal to 8. We all know 8 into 8 is 64. So the length of one side of the square face is equal to 8 centimeters. Question number 6. The volume of a cube is 4913 centimeter cube. Find the length of one edge of a cube. Now we all know in a cube all the edges measure the same. So they given us the volume. So volume is length into breadth into height, and when length and breadth and height are all equal, to find the measurement of one edge, we need to find the cube root of the volume. So basically length of the edge of the cube will be cube root of 4913, which is equal to 17. That is, by using the prime factorization method, 4913 goes by 17 thrice. So for finding cube root, we will take the number that repeats 3 times as 1. So since 17 is repeating thrice, I will consider it as only once, and so cube root of 4913 will be equal to 17. So the length of the one edge of a cube will be equal to 17 centimeters. Question number 7. The volume of tank A is 6400 centimeter cube. The height of tank A is 16 centimeter and tank B has a height of 20 centimeter. Both tanks have the same base area. Find the volume of tank B. Now this is the figure that they are given. They have given the figure of tank A and tank B. They have given the height of tank A is 16 centimeter and height of tank B is 20 centimeters. Now they are saying the base area of both the tanks are the same and they are asking us to find the volume of tank B. So to begin with, let us find the base area of tank A, because we know the volume of tank A is 6400 centimeter cube and the height is 16 centimeters. So base area of tank A will be 6400 divided by 16 is equal to 400 centimeters square. Remember, we are talking base area, so the unit will be centimeter square. Now we already know that both the tanks have the same base area, so which means base area of tank A is equal to base area of tank B, which is equal to 400 centimeter square. Now we know the volume of tank, to find volume of tank B, we need to multiply base area into height. So basically base area is length into breadth and into height will give you the volume. So 400 into 20 will give you the volume of tank B, which is equal to 8000 centimeter cube. So the volume of tank B is 8000 centimeter cube. Question number 8. Jimmy had a rectangular block. He cut a cube from the rectangular block as shown. The volume of the remaining block was 275 centimeter cube. Find the length of one edge of the cube. Now this is a rectangular block that Jimmy had. He has cut this cube from the rectangular block. Now the volume of the remaining block, that is the remaining uncut block, is 275 centimeter cube and the length is 11 centimeter. Now they have asked us to find the length of this one edge of a cube. We know in the cube all the edges will measure the same. So for this cube we are asking the measurement of one edge. So volume of the remaining block will be 275 centimeter cube and breadth into height we can find, that is this height and this breadth we can find by dividing volume by this length. That is 275 divided by 11 is equal to 25 centimeters square. That is, we have found breadth into height. Now breadth into height will be the same for this cube also, correct? Since this cube will also share the same breadth and the same height. So this will be breadth into height we have found for this cube as 25 centimeters square. But we need to find only one edge. We have two edges in the cube. We need to find only one edge, and since in a cube all the edges measure the same, we need to find the square root of 25. Because we have the measurement of two edges, we need to find the square root. So square root of 25 will be equal to 5 centimeters. So the length of one edge of the cube is 5 centimeters. The next question, question number 9. A rectangular tank with a square base and a height of 30 centimeters, 2 by 5 filled with water. The tank contains 2.7 liters of water. What is the length of one side of the base? Now in this is a rectangular tank and this tank is 2/5 filled with water and that quantity is equal to 2.7 liters of water. Now they are saying the base area is a square, so which means all the edges measure the same at the base. Now we know 2/5 of the tank means 2 units out of 5 units is equal to 2.7 liters, which is also equal to 2700 ml or 2700 centimeter cube. So we know 2 units is 700 centimeter cube. So the volume of the entire tank will be equal to 5 units, which is equal to 2700 into 5 divided by 2, which is 6750 centimeter cube. The volume of the entire tank now becomes 6750 centimeter cube. Now we know the volume of this tank, we know the height of this tank, so we can find the base area, which is volume by height, which is equal to 6750 divided by 30, which is equal to 225 centimeters square. Now this, since its base is a square and all sides are equal, the length and breadth will be the same. So which means to find the edge of measurement of length of one edge, we need to find the square root of 225, which will be equal to length of one side of the base will be square root of 225, which is equal to 15 centimeters. So the edge of one side of this base will be equal to 15 centimeters. Question number 10. Tank A measuring 22 cm by 18 cm by 28 cm is 5 by 6 filled with water. Tank B with base area of 770 cm square contains water to a height of 4 cm. All the water in tank A is poured into tank B. What is the height of the water level in tank B in the end? So first in tank A we got the measurements of the tank, that is we have got the length, the breadth and the height, and they have told the water is 5 by 6 filled with water. So let us start first with tank A. So 5 by 6 capacity of tank A will be 5 by 6 of the entire volume, correct? So the entire volume can be calculated by 22 into 18 into 28. So 5 by 6 into 22 into 18 into 28 will give you the volume of the water in tank A. Now that is equal to 9240 centimeter cube. Now this water is poured into the tank B. And we know in tank B the base area is 770 centimeters square and it already contains a water up to a height of 4 centimeters. So let us find the initial volume in tank B. Initial volume of water in tank B, that is base area into the height of water, which is 770 into 4, which is equal to 3080 centimeter cube is the initial volume of water in tank B. Now water from tank A is poured into tank B, that is this 9240 centimeter cube of volume of water is poured into tank B. So this it will become 3080 plus 9240 will be the new volume of water in tank B, which is equal to 12,320 centimeter cube. That is the new volume of the water in tank B. The question now is, what is the height of water level? And once this is and all the water is poured into tank B, so what is the height of water level in tank B? Now after this water in tank A is poured into the tank B, they are asking now what is the new height of the water level. So now we know the volume of the water and we know the base area. Base area remains the same. So it becomes height of water will be 12320 divided by 770, which is equal to 16 centimeters. So the height of the new water level will be equal to 16 centimeters. Now let's solve some put on your thinking cap questions. Question number 1. Priya built a larger cuboid using smaller identical cuboids as shown. The volume of the larger cuboid is 80 centimeter cube. Find the dimensions of each smaller cuboid given that the dimensions are all whole numbers. Now this is the cuboid that is given, that is made up of multiple smaller cuboids. Now if we count in this figure, there are 10 small cuboids put together to make one large cuboid. And the volume of the larger cuboid is 80 centimeter cube. Now since there are 10 smaller cuboids, the volume of each small cuboid will be 80 divided by 10, which is 8 centimeter cube. Now what is the formula for volume of cuboid? It is length into breadth into height. Now the only combination of numbers that can give you volume as 8 will be 1 into 2 into 4. So the dimensions will be obviously the height is small, so the smallest number height will be equal to 1 centimeter. The longest part is your length, which is equal to 4 centimeter, and the breadth, which is equal to 2 centimeters. So that is the only combination that can give us the volume as 8 centimeter, given that they have told that the dimensions are all whole numbers. So this is the dimensions of the edges of small cuboid. Question number 2. John and Paula each have a cube. The length of one edge of Paula's cube is 3 times the length of one edge of John's cube. How many times the volume of John's cube is Paula's cube? Now this is the image that is given. The small cube belongs to John and the bigger cube belongs to Paula. Length of one edge of John's cube is, let us assume, is x centimeters. Now the length of one edge of Paula's will be 3 times x, correct? It is 3 times the length of one edge. So that is 3x. Now to find the volume of the cube, we know it is length into breadth into height, and this is, since this is a cube, all edges measure the same. So volume of John's cube will be x into x into x, which is x cube. Now volume of Paula's cube will be 3x into 3x into 3x, which is 27x cube. So which means Paula's cube is 27 times the volume of John's cube. That is the question. How many times the volume of John's cube is Paula's cube? So Paula's cube is 27 times the volume of John's cube. Thank you friends. Hope you found this video helpful. If yes, please do like, share with your friends and subscribe for more such useful videos. Feel free to comment your doubts down below and I shall get back to you at the earliest. See you soon with another math video. Bye.